Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei says new chapter is beginning for the Strait of Hormuz. In remarks carried by state media, he says Western influence in the region has declined following recent tensions.
US President Trump is due to be briefed by CENTCOM commanders possible military action against Iran. Report says plan may extend to ground and special forces operation linked to Iran's nuclear program.
Pakistan maintains diplomatic outreach with the US and Iran, calling for dialogue to address regional conflicts. Foreign Office spokesman Tahir Hussain Andrabi also condemns cross-border firing from Afghanistan.
Pakistan steps up diplomatic efforts after pirates hijacked an oil tanker of Somalia, taking 11 Pakistani crew members and an Indonesian captain hostage. Officials say talks with Somali authorities are underway to secure their safe release.
Iran President Masoud Pezeshkian blames the US and Israel for Gulf insecurity, warning that any naval blockade will fail. He says the strait is core to Iran's sovereignty and rejects external control over regional waters.
Deputy Prime Minister Sarkar speaks with EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas on regional tensions and economic impact. EU backed Pakistan's role in promoting stability as both sides agree to stay engaged.
Senior Russian official Dmitry Medvedev says the United States cannot act as an effective mediator because of its role in global conflicts. He nonetheless acknowledges some diplomatic efforts by President Donald Trump.
US President Donald Trump says Iran will not be permitted to develop nuclear weapons, claiming US actions have reduced its military capability. Yes, Iran indicates willingness to negotiate with discussions moving to phone calls.
Iran condemns Bahrain after it revoked citizenships of dozens accused of supporting Tehran. Iran calls the move a human rights violation, while Manama links it to security concerns during regional tensions.
Iran wants it will respond immediately if US forces advance SIRGC and officials signal unity in retaliation. Speaker Mohammad Ghalibaf says measures aim to weaken Iran but insists energy infrastructure remains intact.
Pakistan draws a firm line after the Pahalgam incident, with Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar and military leadership warning any Indian misstep would face a decisive response across land, air and sea.
Pakistan's Defence Minister Khwaj Asif has visited the family of squadron leader Usman Yusuf. Officials pay tribute and offer prayers, describing his sacrifice as a part of Mark-I-Haq.
Israel intercepts a Gaza-bound flotilla in international waters near Greece, detaining around 175 activists. Organizers say vessels were surrounded, communications jammed, and participants were forced to surrender during the operations.
Gaza faces deepening health concerns as rodent and parasites press through the crowded camps. Medical workers report children beaten in their sleep and rising infections amidst shortages of treatment and basic services.
Lebanon's President Michael Aoun has called on the United States to restart negotiations, saying Israel must first honor the ceasefire. Ongoing violation in southern Lebanon is complicating efforts.
Pakistan's Federal Constitutional Court upholds the super text as constitutional, overturning an early ruling by Islamabad High Court. The 2093-page verdict says it is separate lawful levy under the text law.
New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani has called on King Charles III to return to Koh-i-Noor Diamond. The gem housed in the Tower of London is at the center of long-running ownership claims.
Met Department says much of Pakistan is experiencing warm, dry conditions. Islamabad remains relatively mild, while Lahore and Peshawar are warmer with little chance of rain.
Oil prices rise sharply following Strait of Hormuz blockade announcement, with Brent at $126, WTI up to 2% to $109, and Murban at $113. Spike pushes crude to 4-year high, raising risks of global energy disruption.
Gold trumps in Pakistan and global prices rise, with per tola up Rs 4,400 to Rs 483,962. International rates climbed to $4,616, while silver also gained to Rs 7,821 tola.
U.S. crude exports hit a record 6.438 million barrels per day, according to the Million Information Administration, as global demand shifts amid Strait of Hormuz disruptions. The surge highlights a major realignment in global energy flows.
International Agency Chief Fatah Berol warns the world faces one of the biggest energy crises as oil prices surge above $120 a barrel, putting intense pressure on global economies.
Meta reports strong first quarter revenue of over $56 billion, beating expectations, but warns of heavy AI spending ahead. CEO Mark Zuckerberg says up to $145 billion will go into infrastructure.
Fans of Pokemon are speculating about a new creature after reported leaks suggested a yellow shell-dose variant. Some have linked the idea to sea slug named after Barack Obama.
American actor Jeremy Strong is set to star in The Passenger, a historical escape thriller unveiled at the Cannes Film Festival. The film follows a Berlin businessman fleeing Nazi-era persecution, marking director Magnus von Horn's English language debut.
And Chinese film director and screenwriter Bai Gain teases a new feature film after the success of Resurrection. Known for experimental storytelling, the director says upcoming project will push further into innovative cinematic techniques.